Hello, fellow makers. Welcome back to another episode of Captain Creativity. Today's episode is a news roundup of the last 2 weeks in the world of 3D printing. This is something new that I'm trying. If you like it, I'll continue to do it. So I definitely want to hear from you down in the comments below. Aside from that, we're still going to deliver weekly unboxings and reviews, curriculum development, makerspace creations, and all kinds of other Droid projects. All of that is still going to be delivered every week. But today, let's get into the news on what happened in the last 2 weeks of 3D printing. Right after this.
Welcome to the show that sets your mind free. Tech and gadgets, 3D surprise. Captain Creativity. Always decide to have your variety. With David's dying light, inventions spark and take their flight.
So let's get right into it. There's been a big stir in the Bambu Lab community this week. There was a leak on Reddit for the upcoming H2D. So far, everything is pointing that this looks legit. They think that it came from a WeChat conversation. And it looks like this new 3D printer is going to have something anywhere between 330 to 350 millimeter cubed. I saw one close-up that it looked like it was 330, but some say it's 350, so I'm not even sure. Or maybe it's 330 by 330 by 350. That could be too. The other interesting thing about it was the AMS2 Pro. It looks like they may have changed the location of the tubing, that it's underneath the box. This is gonna make it a lot easier to clear jams. I could tell you personally, that is one of the major issues that I have with the AMS, is the jamming and getting access to it. So I'm not surprised. I also know that we just saw a huge sale and discount on those AMS units, and I'm thinking that they're looking to clear inventory to roll out this new AMS2 Pro system. Again, these are just my thoughts, and this is what I'm getting from watching a bunch of videos and Reddit. Take it as you will. Is it real? Is it not? I think it's legit. I think that they definitely have been teasing us that they're coming out with something big and something great. I think the thing that is the most interesting about this new release is that it looks like it has 2 extruders. And that doesn't surprise me at all. I think that that is going to be a fantastic addition to their lineup. I know that they're going now really neck and neck with Prusa. And of course, Prusa has the 5 extruders on the XL, which is amazing. And I think one of the biggest issues with multicolor printing tends to be the fact that it has a ton of waste and it takes a much longer time. If you now have 2 extruders, I'm certain that that will not only reduce the amount of waste, but it also reduce the amount of time to do multicolor printing. So in other news, we have Anycubic, who just came out of the gate swinging at Formnext. Formnext is a big 3D printing show that had recently wrapped up, where all the vendors come out with their latest and greatest, and Anycubic was no exception. They came out with 2 models, the S1 CoreXY. It looks like it sports a build size of 250 by 250 by 250. It's fully enclosed. It can print ABS and ASA and other more difficult types of filament. But what's also great is that it's compatible with the Ace Pro. I've been a big fan of the Ace Pro, so I'm really excited to see what this CoreXY is capable of and what its price point is. Because one thing that they have been known for is coming out with really affordable and pretty good 3D printers. And so I'm really excited to see what this CoreXY S1 model is going to go for. But what's even more exciting was that they came out with another bed slinger as an upgrade to their famous Kobra 2 Max, the Kobra 3 Max. And this time around, it's even faster. It sports a 420 by 420 by 500 millimeter build volume. They say they have a new ceramic hot end design. It says that it can support up to 8 filaments, because this is also compatible with the Ace Pro, which means that, from my understanding, this will now be the largest 3D printer that's not only high speed, auto calibrating, all that good stuff, but also supports multicolor filament printing. Now, what's even crazier is that it's going on sale on December 16th, and it's going for $599. And by the time you're watching this, I think it will probably be live. So $599. And I already assumed that that was $599 for the Kobra 3 Max by itself. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm looking at it and I'm looking at their website right now, and it looks like they're charging $599 for the combo. Not only are you going to get the Kobra 3 Max, but you're also going to get the Ace Pro with it. That's insane. For $599, that's not normal. And now granted, it's not normal. It's not the normal price. You're only going to get it on the first 600 units. But I think it's going to go really, really fast. I think the normal retail price is going to be somewhere around $1,000, which really doesn't surprise me because $1,000 for that combo makes sense. They sold the Kobra 2 when it first came out, I think also for around $700. So I bet you could buy it without the Ace Pro, and it's going to probably come out somewhere around that price point. Moving on to things that we could 3D print or make, let's take a look at Droid Division's Etsy shop. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Droid Division, their shop has one of the largest selection of 3D printable Star Wars inspired droids as well as other robots. Their files are fantastic. They're easy to print. Their instructions are amazing. Their robots are great for even the STEAM education community because they have all kinds of add-ons for animatronics where you can integrate servos and motors and other things to make your robots move. They're very famously known for those pit droids that we've seen in Star Wars, and so they have one of the best files in town for that model. But this week, they came out with something really cool, really impressive, and really big. They call it the Space Bob Huge Robot. And as you can see, it is a 7-foot basically Iron Giant. We've seen the Iron Giant movie. It's also been in Ready Player One. And basically the entire thing will take about 17 to 20 rolls of 1 kilogram filament. What's cool about it is that most of this thing is gray. So you could probably, without even sanding or painting it, you could probably just get silver or gray filament and build most of it out, and there's only just a few areas that are going to need some color. The other thing about it is that the whole upper body fully articulates, which is great. It's designed for stability. There's an area in the model that you could put a 1-inch metal rod to create support around it. And then, of course, it's compatible with most standard size printers, certainly that of the Bambu Lab line, such as the A1, the P1 series, and so on. So basically 250 by 250 by 250 and larger. If you have anything smaller, they do have special split files available for things like the Ender 3 and so on. This file is going for about just under $28, and you can find a link to their shop in the description below. Moving on, we also have Galactic Armory. For those of you who are not familiar with Galactic Armory, they have both an Etsy shop as well as a Patreon. They're one of the best 3D modelers of sci-fi props and cosplay armor. They've done amazing work in the Star Wars themed world, making everything from Captain Rex and other kind of stormtrooper armor, and they branched out into all kinds of other themes. Last few weeks, they just released this Dead Space armor, and what's really cool about it is that a lot of their armor has evolved so much that they now have like interlocking pieces that go with like alignment tabs, and they have slots for, in this case, they have slots for semi-transparent display screens. The amount of detail that they put into their models are fantastic, and I've always found their models to be really easy to print, so I would definitely check them out. And again, you could buy their models individually or you can join their Patreon, so check them out. Moving on to Yosh Studios, you've definitely seen us use Yosh Studio files in the past. You could be a part of their Patreon or you could buy their models individually. Again, links are going to be in the description. In the last few weeks, they released some very interesting models. One of them is basically a first of its kind, a red Hulk mask that comes with a clean version as well as a mustache version. One of the things I love about Yosh Studios is that you can get the models split up in such a way that each piece can be printed in its specific color. So if you're not interested in painting or sanding, you just go ahead, print those pieces in those specific colors, put them together, and you're done. You're ready to go. They also released a life-size Shadow the Hedgehog statue. Definitely check that out. And last but not least, this is definitely one of my favorites, is the Kiln's Chunky Vader, and that's in Darth Vader. They released this adorable chunky version of Darth Vader that no supports are required, no glue is required. Basically, you don't need to do any multicolor printing whatsoever. All the different pieces are printed out in their own unique color, and they just get pushed in. Everything interlocks. It's unbelievable. I think if you look at like Luke's Garage and 3D Meeks, they do some assembly videos, and they're just completely wild. I love them. When they're all assembled, they're about 7.5 inches tall. And again, their entire product line is all like chunky this and chunky that. Like I think they have a chunky version of the Ghostbusters and a chunky version of a Stormtrooper and a chunky version of Donald Trump. It's hysterical. They have all these characters. They're so cute. They're so funny. You should definitely check them out. They're on Things. Get a subscription. I think you could buy the files individually as well, but very, very, very cool. So that's everything in this week's 3D printing news. I hope you enjoyed this segment. And again, if you do and you like it, let me know in the description. I'll do more of these, and I'll try to do them on a bi-weekly basis. And if it becomes popular enough and there's enough content and enough news, I'll do it weekly. Again, I'm not going to sacrifice our existing content. You're still going to get those weekly unboxing videos and curriculum and projects. I'm still going to do all of those. This is going to be an addition if you like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and happy printing.